Today, we are diving into a hidden switch buried deep inside our own brains. It's a pretty groundbreaking discovery, honestly, that shows how our bodies can literally silence chronic pain when survival is on the line. So let's get right into it.
To just imagine this for a second. You're living with that persistent, nagging pain day in and day out. But then, suddenly, you're in a moment of crisis, and it just vanishes. It sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? Well, it turns out our brains might already be wired to do exactly that. And that's the big question we're exploring today.
And look, this isn't some rare or niche issue we're talking about. 60 million. That is the number of adults just in the United States who are living with chronic pain right now. It's an absolutely staggering number, you know? That's almost a quarter of the entire adult population, and it just goes to show how urgent the need is for brand new ways to understand and manage it.
So, could there really be a built-in pain switch hiding in our heads? To figure that out, let's start by looking at what pain actually is and the discovery that could, well, change everything.
Okay, so first things first, we've got to be on the same page about the two types of pain. On one hand, you've got acute pain. That's the useful kind, right? It's that sharp, clear signal that yells, hey, don't touch the hot stove. It protects you. But chronic pain, that's a whole different beast. It's like a smoke alarm that's still blaring long after the fire's been put out. It's a broken, dysfunctional signal that's just stuck on repeat.
And this is the core finding, the big aha moment. It turns out our brains have this remarkable, hardwired override system, and it's not something you can just decide to turn on. Nope, it's a deep, primal, instinctual mechanism that can quiet those faulty, chronic pain signals whenever a more immediate threat to your survival pops up.
So, if this amazing override system exists, where is it? And how does it work? Let's take a little trip deep inside the brain's circuitry to find the exact location of this switch and see what actually flips it.
Our journey starts right here, in a tiny part of the brainstem called the parabrachial nucleus, or just PBN for short. The best way to think of it is like a super busy traffic hub, like Grand Central Station. It's the very first place where raw pain signals coming up from your body meet the brain's higher-level circuits, the ones in charge of your emotions and, most importantly, your survival instinct.
And inside this busy PBN station, scientists have found the key players, a special group of cells called Y1 receptor neurons. Now, these are the gatekeepers. They are the absolute core of this incredible brain pain switch. They're the ones making the call on whether that pain signal gets a green light to go through or a red light to stop.
What is it that makes chronic pain so relentless? Well, it comes down to a concept called tonic activity. And the metaphor here is perfect. Think of it like an engine that's been left running, even after you've parked the car and taken the keys out. In chronic pain, these Y1 receptor neurons are basically stuck in the on position, just constantly firing away, and that's what keeps that feeling of pain going and going.
The obvious next question is, how does the brain tell them to turn off? What's the secret signal that actually flips the switch?
The hero of our story is a little signaling molecule called neuropeptide Y, or NPY. If those Y1 neurons are the lock on the door of pain, then NPY is the master key. When your brain decides it's time to prioritize survival, it floods the area with NPY to turn that key and finally silence all that noise from the chronic pain.
So here's exactly how it all unfolds, step by step. It all starts with a primal survival need. We're talking intense hunger, thirst, or fear. The brain senses this and responds by releasing NPY right into the PBN. That NPY then latches onto the Y1 receptors, which finally quiets their constant firing. And the result? The chronic pain signal gets suppressed, which frees up the brain to focus on the immediate threat.
Think about it, it all comes down to pure evolutionary logic. If you're facing a life or death situation, you can't afford to be distracted by a dull ache in your back. Your survival instinct has to win. So the brain evolved this really elegant system, with NPY acting like a circuit breaker to make absolutely sure that survival always comes first.
Science is just fascinating, right? But what does it actually mean for those 60 million people living with pain? Well, this discovery is opening up a completely new path forward, a whole new path to relief. This is a massive shift in how we think about pain. For decades, treatments have really focused on the original site of the injury, your knee, your back, wherever. But this research is telling us that with chronic pain, the problem might not be just in your knee anymore. The real problem is in the brain circuit that's learned to keep on firing long after the injury has healed. And this new way of thinking opens up some incredible possibilities. Just imagine,
medications designed to specifically talk to these Y1 receptors? Or what about using their activity as the first ever objective way to measure pain, to get real proof of what someone is feeling? It also points to brand new non-drug approaches, like figuring out how our behaviors and lifestyle choices could naturally influence this circuit.
Now, it's really important to be clear here. This is foundational science. It's not a cure that's going to be available tomorrow, but what it does provide is a brand new, much more accurate roadmap for scientists and doctors to follow as they search for truly effective, long-term relief from chronic pain.
So what does this all mean for the future of pain management? Let's bring it all together and look at the profound sense of hope this new science is really offering all of us.
One thing you take away from this, let it be this. Our brains are not static. They aren't stuck. We have an incredible, flexible, built-in system that is designed to prioritize our survival over our suffering. This discovery shows us a natural resilience that is wired right into our biology, a powerful ability to actually change our own experience of pain.
And really exciting question. The brain already knows how to do this. The override switch is already there. So the next great challenge, and the source of so much hope, is to figure out if we can learn how to access that switch intentionally, to give people a new level of control over their own chronic pain.
Are you passionate about science, health, and wellness? Discover fresh insights and groundbreaking ideas right here at BioTuber Online. Tap into weekly videos designed for curious minds, where real people tackle real health questions with clarity and compassion. Subscribe now to the BioTuber Online channel and join a vibrant community that values accurate information, well-being, and lifelong learning. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss updates on the latest research, health tips, and expert interviews, all crafted to empower your journey towards better health. Stay connected with BioTuber Online at youtube.com/BioTuberOnline, your go-to source for reliable science, evidence-based wellness strategies, and stories that matter. Let's unlock the secrets of health together and make every day a step forward.